Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today you join me from the driver's seat of a 1985 Series 1 RS Turbo. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, we are in one of the pinnacle cars for Ford, in my opinion. Branding the RS name, that turbocharged engine, we are in one of the most sought after ones. This one is in mint condition, perfect bodywork, relatively standard engine, producing, you know, I'd say around 140, 150 brake horsepower. Not dynoed, so I'm not claiming numbers, but I've been entrusted with it today to take it to its owner after being cleared from JW Autoshine. So we're going to enjoy some roads on this beautiful day in this Series 1 RS Turbo. I'm so excited, guys. Turbo. This one, 1985, this being one of the first of its style, really, to brand itself the RS name, and living on, you know, these days you don't see too many of them, and to have the opportunity to drive this one, thank you so much, Mark. Honestly, I am in awe of this thing just by driving it down the road. I think it looks the absolute nut, so period correct. It looks perfect on UK roads though, doesn't it? It looks like it's supposed to be here. So a rundown of the car, it has the CVH turbocharged engine up front, it has a 5-speed manual transmission, and it is just a peach. It really is. Now, what's it like to drive one of these classic Escorts? Now, this one starts fantastic. It starts on the key straight away. This one has a Clifford alarm as well, something you really want to have on one of your old school classic Fords. Drives as if it's come out of the factory. There's no wobbles, there's no shakes. It's really comfortable in here. These Recaros, huge fan of these Recaros. It just is a delight to drive, and when it does go on power, you're, you know, about 4,500 RPM, turns in so good. Now, if you have not got a smile on your face when you're driving one of these, you're in the wrong car. An era where S6C front, burnouts. It's so lively from the front end as well. It just sort of scampers around a little bit, you know, classic setup of an RS. It's scampering around the road. As it comes on boost, pops and bangs as it comes down the rev tube. Having one of these in your life these days, they can get expensive. That, you know, the price is really creeping up on them, and if you're in the market for one, I suggest you go and buy one, because they are ever growing in price. And I think the real Ford fans out there will know exactly what it's like to own one of these. Maybe back in the day they had one, their dad had one. You know, I've had stories where these were company cars at one point, which is funny to look back on, because this wasn't really, which is funny to look back on because this was the exciting car of its era, and this, you know, made a real footprint in my opinion, the automotive industry, to show that these style of cars were what was coming to the market, and what a product they produced, and what a following they created from this car. I can completely see why I would love to have picked one of these up from the factory back in the day. Like, there was nothing like it on the road at the time. At the 80s, this wasn't happening, and this is like the start, isn't it really? This is the start of that era. These cars are very special these days, I think. You don't see them. When you do see them, they're usually mint condition. You know, they're really, really appreciated by their owners. It's just a delight to drive. It just makes you feel all gooey inside, and like, not a lot of cars do that to me, just like the appreciation of a classic. And I've driven a lot of classic cars in my time, you know, various things, American stuff, Fords, you know, British stuff, but something like this, it's just got the wow factor. You know, the people that remember these from the 80s now see it in 2018 driving round and think, bloody hell, there's one of them now. Oh, my mate used to have one of them. Oh, my son had one of them. My dad had one of them. And it takes them back to an era that automotive cars, you know, brands especially, were making the best cars. Now I had to pull over quickly and just have a quick look around this thing, because I need to appreciate, especially with you guys, how mint this one is. Honestly, it is so clean. Boxy dimensions in these, but I absolutely love the look, and I think you guys can appreciate it as well. Coming down, you've got the Escort RS turbo badging at the front, got diamond cut wheels at the side. This one actually has high spec brakes on it as well, something that, you know, the braking system in these upgraded on this one, because it is enjoyed. This one is heavily enjoyed by its owner, driven quite a lot throughout the year, and I love that I can spend a bit of time with this one as well and really get to know it a little bit more, rather than just seeing one at a show. You do have a couple of cool little bits. I love the instrument cluster in front of you and the heaters just going down the side there. This one does have an upgraded CD player as well. See them from afar and see them at shows and stuff, but no one's driving them, and I am so grateful to be driving this one today. Thank you so much, Mark. I would, you know, never have thought that I'd be able to grab a Series 1, even just taking it down some nice roads on a nice day. Just enjoying it for you guys, enjoying it for myself as well, because I get to tick this car off the list. In my head, I'm like, ticks, thank God I've experienced one of them. Just think, in the 80s, this was the best thing driving round, and I can see why, 100% I can see why. Just think Essex Seafront was alive with these things doing bloody burnouts, and now I get to enjoy it. And this car, you know, this era was before I was born, but oh my God, I appreciate it so much, down to the ground. Just stepping out to get a picture for the gram, you know how it is. I'm having so much fun in this thing. I genuinely don't want to give it back, but we're nearly at the yard bridge, and then I've got to give the keys over to the owner. What an awesome experience to have one of these for, you know, a couple of hours and just enjoy driving it and taking it somewhere. It is a masterpiece, it really is. And I'm so glad I was able to get a completely mint one for you guys and for me to drive. The thing is beautiful. I just think they captured the RS name, the feel of the drive perfectly all that time ago. They were doing it right. They, you know, were producing just masterpieces like this car. So hats off to Ford. You know that they're good, but when you drive one of their creations from, you know, the 80s, you realise how good they had it. Right, let's keep on going down some awesome roads, get this car to its owner.